Hello everyone, this is 2017 and this is the 2017 for me review for the iPhone 3GS. This is my first 3 days of having the 3GS and so far I really do like it. Now, one of my biggest drawbacks to it is I can't get cell service in my house with it, but we're talking about 3G and there's easy fixes to that, but it's called get a cell phone antenna, but I'm not going to do that because hopefully it's almost time to upgrade. Well, this phone's going to go in my collection once I'm done with it. Now, another thing that one thing I do like about the 3G is the charging port. I know that sounds stupid, but the 30-pin connector is the best port Apple ever made, in my opinion. Another feature that I like about the 3GS is the headphone jack being up here at the top. I do not like the headphone jack being down on the bottom by the charging port. Another thing I like about the 3GS is the slide to unlock. Now, this is the home screen of the 3GS. This is Steve Jobs' schemorphic design. This was the last release of the schemorphic design. I am on iOS 6.1.3. Now, this phone can go up to 6.1.6. I got the update available, but I'm not going to do it because the phone's got more collector's value if I keep it where it's at. Because in a collector's market, as good as this phone is, I can sell it for an easy $400. Now, one thing I do like about this phone is I like the whole schemorphic design. That's my favorite feature. That's why I got this phone. It's because I feel that Steve Jobs' legacy shouldn't be forgotten. Like a lot of people use iOS 11 and use iOS 10 and think it's the best thing ever. Well, it looks like a child's game system. It really looks like a 2-year-old designed it. Where this looks like someone who knew what they were doing designed it. I mean, just look at like Facebook, YouTube, and everything. Everything is so much more lifelike than it would be if the phone was not schemorphic design. Now, one thing I do like about this phone is I like the whole schemorphic design again, but this is like so lifelike because this is like different than what we get on our phones now. Like if I open stocks, it's a lot more different than it is on the phone now. It's a lot more detailed. I've never used stocks on the new one, but it looks like a child designed it. Now, this phone's hard to get to go home because I have it in an OtterBox case, but you want to protect your precious phone. Now, another good thing about this phone is the camera. It has got either a 3 megapixel camera or a 2 megapixel. It's got one of 2 or may have an 8. But the camera quality is pretty good. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I've seen worse. Now, another feature is I like about this phone is the music app. If I go, let me go back, because it's hard to do it with your thumb. You got a lot more options. And then if I turn the screen sideways, I don't have lock orientation. Like here's the app switcher. This is a whole lot better. Here's the there's the music controls. And then here's the volume for up and down and AirPlay it. Now another thing I like about this is this. This does not even exist on the new phones. This is what you call a true design of music. Now, another feature I like is the Messages app. The Messages app is pretty good. Now, it looks like you're actually physically talking to someone instead of like 2-year-olds like on the new phone has designed it. Like, for example, you can see that it looks better. Now, another feature is Spotify. Look at how much Spotify has changed. Yes, this phone is slow, but it's worth it for what you're getting. You're getting the best, well, one of the best phones Apple ever made. The 4S was the last one I ever cared for. No, wait, the 5. Now, that's one thing I like. Is Spotify. You got Instagram. You got Speed Test. Speed Test on the new one, it's decent. I'll give it credit. But it's not near as good as the older versions. Now, YouTube is a different story. YouTube is iffy on if I like it or not. Another thing I like is the ringtones.